Okay, we're gonna do game 4 of the June 2007 LSAT. This is the good old recycling center game, which goes like this. There are exactly 3 recycling centers in Rivertown, center 1, 2, and 3. Exactly 5 kinds of material are recycled at these recycling centers: glass, newsprint, plastic, tin, and wood. Each recycling center recycles at least 2, but no more than 3 of these kinds of material. The following conditions must hold. Any recycling center that recycles wood also recycles newsprint. Maybe because like paper's made of wood? What? Every kind of material that center 2 recycles is also recycled at center 1. Only one of the recycling centers recycles plastic, and that recycling center does not recycle glass. Okay, so I've got 3 centers, and then I've got a lot of rules for how they work. So I'll show that like this. I've got 1, 2, and 3. My things or my variables that are going on here are glass, newsprint, plastic, tin, and wood, gnptua, as I like to call it. And each one recycles at least 2, but no more than 3. You can choose if you want to show that you can't have more than 3 in a different way. I might just like draw a line like that to know I can't go down farther. Make it simple, don't do something complicated. Okay, so some rules. First of all, anything recycling wood also recycles newsprint. I'm just going to show that like that. These guys have to go together. And I should be more clear. The reason I just added this is because this rule does not say if I have newsprint I have to have wood. And if I had just left this, then I would later go down and think, oh, I have to have WN, but I only have to have WN if I have W. Okay, so it must be that if you can recycle wood at this place, you can also recycle newsprint, so you have to add it in, or something like that. But maybe newsprint's easier to recycle, so you don't have to have both. You don't have to sit around thinking of some like logical reason for any rules in a logic game. That will run out quick. But if I have wood, I have to have WN. Doesn't say anything about N. N can chill out by itself, as far as I know. Okay, every kind of material that center 2 recycles is also recycled at center 1. That's not vice versa, but anything here at 2 will be at 1. So that does mean, for instance, if I have WN here, I would have to have WN here. But I could also have something else here, okay? So I'm just gonna show that like this. Same, drawing the arrow that way. That will help me remember that. Okay. Only one of the recycling centers recycles plastic, and that recycling center does not recycle glass. That tells me a couple things. I can't put plastic here, because if I have only one place recycling plastic, I can't put it in 2, because it would have to be in 1 as well. And that place does not recycle glass. I can just show that like this. Plastic and glass, I guess they don't go together. Okay, so plastic will be here or here, but glass can go anywhere as long as it's not with the plastic. Okay, so looking at what I have so far, I always like to stop and see if I can make any inferences. So far I'm not seeing any. Yep. Which means I might come up with some as I go through, but I want to get started on my actual questions and not waste too much time waiting for an inference to come slightly in the face, like it probably will as I go through these questions. So I can go through number 18, my rule check, and see which one fits. So I'll start with this rule. Which one does not have the same stuff from 2 at 1? A says 1, newsprint, plastic, wood. 2, newsprint, wood. So that one works because I had newsprint, wood, and I had it at 1 as well. B says center 2, glass, newsprint, tin. Center 1, glass, newsprint, tin. Check. C says center 2, glass, newsprint, tin. Center 1, glass, newsprint, wood. So C's out. Okay, just for fun, let's go through D. Center 2, glass, tin. D, center 1, glass, plastic, tin. So that works. For what it's worth, I remember that these 2 can't go together, so I'm going to go ahead and cross out D right now, and the reason I'm doing that is just because if you can do it for free, before you get to that rule, why not? Live your dreams. Okay, E says center 2, newsprint, plastic, wood, center 1, newsprint, plastic, wood. I do go ahead and check the other ones with those rule following questions just in case, just because sometimes there will be multiple answer choices that are knocked out by the same rule. Not very often, but it happens enough to make me keep trying. There's some like Skinner operant conditioning thing going on there. Okay, so let's try this one. I know I can't put plastic at center 2. Let's see if anybody did that. A, no, newsprint wood. B, glass newsprint tin, nope. E, center 2, newsprint plastic wood. So let's get rid of that. They tried to put plastic 2 places, center 1 and center 2, so that broke my rule because plastic can only be 1 place. Okay, let's see if I have WN for all of them. Every time I have wood, do I have newsprint as well? No. In A, center 3 has glass, tin, wood, no newsprint, so A is out, which means B is the correct answer. Let's go on to 20. I'm going to skip 19 because I want to go on to my if questions. If center 2 recycles 3 kinds of material, which at first doesn't sound very informative, because it's like, oh, what 3 kinds? But because I only have 5 variables and one's automatically out, I actually can come up with some ideas. If I have to recycle 3 things at 2, then which one of the following kinds of material must center 3 recycle? Whatever 3 things are here are going to be here, the exact same ones, because I can't have more than 3. And this guy, this real picky guy, plastic, he has to go here. Here's why. If I were to put plastic at 2, it would have to be at 1. That already broke that rule. No, can't do it. If I were to try to put it at 1, well, I've already got to have 3 slots. So it doesn't matter at all what I put for 2, because I'm going to have to put plastic here, and I don't have to try to figure out the rest. So that is answer C. Got to have plastic at center 3 for 20. Okay, 21, if each recycling center in Rivertown recycles exactly 3 kinds of material. So that's interesting. If I'm trying to kind of maximize my recycling center recycling, that is going to pull in some of the things that I just learned here. Okay, so I know I'm going to have plastic here, which means I can't have glass here, which means I have glass both of these places. Because if I'm going to fit 3, wait, is that true? Yep, if I'm going to fit 3 here, I have to have the same 3 here. Which one of the following could be true? Let's see if the inferences I've already made are enough. A, only center 2 recycles glass. Nope, I already know that one can't be true because I know if it's here, it has to be here. If all 3 have 3 things they're recycling. So which one could be true? Not A. B, only center 3 recycles newsprint. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm going to have to put, yeah, because if I try to do only newsprint here, I have to put W here, because I have to recycle my wood somewhere, right? If I have the W, I have to have the N. And if I can't put N anywhere else, I can't put W anywhere else. Well, the problem is now I only have 10 left. I could put each of these places and nothing else to fill in. So it can't be B either. No to A and B. C, only center 1 recycles plastic. They can't recycle plastic, so that doesn't work. Only center 3 recycles tin. That one probably could be true, because I think I could do WN, WN. Let's try that for fun. If I put tin here, WN, WN, then I can still put N by itself over here for fun. And we can recycle our newsprint wherever we want. So that one could work. That only center 3 recycles tin. Just for fun, let's try E. Could I have only center 1 recycling wood? I can't have anything only at center 1 if I've got 3 everywhere. Okay, because it's going to have to be the same thing from center 2 again. You'll find in logic games, especially ones like this that are more complicated, the rules sometimes are annoying and they're so constrictive, but that ends up being what makes them easy to solve. Because you saw, I kept going, well, nope, can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. And it all came down to the fact that I had to fill in 3 slots at each place. Okay, if, for 22, center 3 recycles glass, I can fit that over here, 22, 1, 2, 3. If I put glass at center 3. I know I can't put plastic here. I know I can't put plastic here, so now I have to put plastic here, right? If I've got glass here, I can't put plastic with it. And if I have, I can't put plastic in 2 since it can only go in one place, so it has to go in 1. That also means that I can't put more than 2 things at 2 because if I had a third thing here, I would have to have it at 1 as well, and then I would run out of space and so on. So I actually have kind of quite a bit of inferencing going on. I need to fit something else at least at each of these places. I'll have 3 things at 1. That's kind of what I know. So, if center 3 recycles glass, which one of the following kinds of material must center 2 recycle? I can already cross out plastic. I'm not even going to try. I already know that. Let's see what I have to fit in. I'm thinking newsprint might be it because something else depends on newsprint. I might be able to do it without wood, but I doubt I'll be able to do it without newsprint. If I try to do it without newsprint, I couldn't put wood. I couldn't put plastic. I already can't put plastic, I should say. I could still put tea, but I just said, nope, that might be okay. I could probably go with glass here. Nope. Yep. Yeah, took me a second, but I can survive without newsprint there. And you can see I filled in tin and glass here, and then I can still fit my NW over here. I've got everybody hanging out. Aha! I am breaking a rule. I had that feeling in the back of my head. That's why it's good to go back through your diagram up here. Because when I put glass here, I had to put it here, which meant breaking the rules, people. Can't put glass and plastic together. So my initial suspicion may have been correct. I may be unable to do it without newsprint here. The only other, yeah, I'm gonna need newsprint. Because I could do N and W here. I could do T. I could do T and N because they play nicely together. But I can't do glass. Okay, so I have to have newsprint at 22, like my initial suspicion. Okay, 23. If center 1 is the only center that recycles wood, which is 23. I already like that because wood is high maintenance. So I can put WN. It's the only place that recycles wood, so I can't put it anywhere else. Which one of the following could be a complete and accurate list of the kind of materials that one of the recycling centers recycles? It's so complicated how they wrote that question. It doesn't matter which one it is, but the way they wrote that tells me if I work hard enough, I probably can fill in this whole sucker, okay? So if I have WN here, and it's the only one that has W, then I know I'm gonna have N here, because I can have 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3 here, 2 or 3 here. And something else. I'll have to have P here. I know I can't have it here. Since 2 has to have 2 things, whatever this other guy is here has to go here. Can't be P because I can't put P here. These guys have to be the same, whatever that variable is. It could be glass, it could be tin. And that's what doesn't matter. I just have to fill in glass and tin. So I can show that like that, like this. Glass, tin, these guys can switch. This can be glass, nope, that cannot be glass or tin. That can only be tin because of this rule. And then if I wanted, I could put newsprint here for fun, but it doesn't matter. And that's it. So which could be any one of these, their complete list. Could I have plastic tin somewhere? Yep, I could have that here, that would be fine. Could I have just newsprint wood somewhere? No. Could I have just newsprint tin somewhere? No. Could I have just glass wood somewhere? No. Could I have just glass tin somewhere? No. So I know that plastic, tin, or A is my correct answer for 23. Now I can go back to 19, which one of the following is a complete and accurate list of the recycling centers in Rivertown, any one of which could recycle plastic? Isn't that the stupidest way to say which recycling centers can recycle plastic? But okay, they want you to make a complete and accurate list. I do like the word accurate, insinuating that like you could just answer it correctly with a wrong answer. I don't know. So I know I can't put plastic at 2, so I can get rid of answers C and E already. So the big question is, can I put it at 1 or 3, or just one or the other? I have finished diagrams with it at 1 and 3, so I know the correct answer is D. Center 1, center 3, that's my complete and accurate list. Okay, so that is Logic Game 4 from June 2007. That's a good one, especially if you like recycling, I guess. Definitely one where I don't personally think you can make worlds to begin with, but as you go, keeping your diagrams gives you a lot to look back on. Pretty helpful.